Hey guys! So first of all, I guess you can notice that I'm in a new location because I have noticed that in every single one of my videos the lighting is shit. So I have literally been searching through my house to find a place where the lighting is okay and actually hits my face without making me look yellow or black or something like that. So this is literally the ugliest place in my house because this freaking lamp, but whatever. You're not supposed to look at the lamp. You're supposed to look at me, and that sounds very selfish. But anyway, I am here with an explanation video because I just need to find my phone. I found it. So I guess you've noticed that in my most recent video, Santo has been absent. And the same with all of the shows I've been to, all of the lessons I've been to, all of that he didn't come with, and I know a lot of you have noticed it. I hope everyone noticed it. Because I've been getting like tons of questions about where he is and what happened to him and why I'm not writing him. And you can also see that in the edits and videos he is included, it's mostly like old clips. So the most asked questions of this past month, 2 months, yeah, month and a half, would be: did you sell Santo? Is Santo injured? What happened with Santo? Is there a reason you're not writing him? Did you sell him? Is he injured? Did you send him away? Like, there have been so many questions about that, and I have tried to answer it to the best of my ability on my various social media. I have not said it in my... yeah, I think I've said it in my blogs too, but a lot of you still seems to be wondering what happened to him and why he's not with my videos. So the thing is, like I have explained to the people who asked, that when we drove home... No, I haven't explained this actually. I've just said it roughly that he's been out of work, kinda. But the thing is that when we drove back from Stavanger, where I was with Mariam for a month, it is about 5 hours from where I live. And since we live on the coast, it includes 2 ferries, and one of them takes like half an hour and one of them takes like an hour and 10 minutes. And the day we were driving back from the place, which was a very sad day because I was leaving Mariam, but the weather was absolutely horrible. It was like extremely windy and it was raining and it was like really, really bad. Like when I say really bad, I mean really bad because we have a lot of bad weather. Like the town I live in, we had like over 300 rainy days last year. So it was so bad that when we were loading them, we have like, you know, the front door of the trailer, it was open and it slammed and it hit me in the face, and when I was taking the wheelbarrow out, the wheelbarrow tilted because of the wind. Like, it was that bad. So we were like, oh shoot, this is like not a very perfect timing to drive with horses on the ferry and stuff. But we didn't really have a choice because there were coming some people the day after to live in the house that me and Mariam was renting, so we wouldn't have a place to sleep. The horses needed to leave because they needed a stable space, so we just had to go home simply. So we decided to drive and hoped that it would be fine. We loaded the horses, we got going, and it was bad when we drove, but it was fine. So when we went on the ferries, it was really like, the sea was really bad. But there wasn't really anything we could do with it. We tried to get the best like standing place on the ferry so that we would stand like straight and still and like... But you know, a boat on the rough sea is not the most comfortable thing. So we were sitting in the car in case they were like panicking or something, and we gave them hay and we checked on them like every few minutes. And there was one of the horses that were like kicking a lot. But we just guessed it would be Cara because sometimes when we stand still, she's like pawing the floor, and Santo does that too, like just pawing the floor. And when you sit in the car, it feels like someone is like dying back there. So we figured that it was probably just one of them kicking. When we checked on them, everything was fine, and this kept happening on both ferries. And I thought it was Cara, but then I realized that the side it was like bulging on was Santo's side, not Cara's side. So I was like, okay, that's weird, but he's probably just pawing the floor. So when we came back, I can't really remember what happened. I think everything was fine. We just put them in and everything was okay, but Santo pulled 2 shoes on the trailer, which was really annoying. So I was planning going to a show. I think it was it was 2 weeks after we came back. I was going to a show, which was the show Cara did her first 120, and I vlogged that. And I was obviously supposed to ride both of them. I was supposed to do my first 130 on Santo because we were like really ready to do that. So I was so excited and really happy, like excited to do a 130 on him. But since he pulled those shoes, I was like, okay, I'll see how he is. But he got really sore because, I don't know, he just always get really sore when he pulls shoes, because when we train them here, since I don't have an arena, we always have to walk on the like hard ground on the asphalt. The asphalt is kind of okay, but the gravel is not fine, and the stones, because that's obviously painful. So he was sore, and I was like, okay, it wouldn't be fair. Like, I could take him to the show, but it wouldn't be fair to like do a 130 on him when he's not on his best, of course. Like, I don't want to take my horse that's like half sore with 2 shoes on to do a 130. I didn't want to show him at all. But the day we went, we loaded both of them, and we brought Santo with us because we hoped that we would be able to stop by the farrier on the way home to get his shoes back on. So we came there, and it was like, when we drove to the show, it was like, it wasn't really quiet behind there, so we were like, okay, that's weird, but, you know, probably pulling the floor again. When we arrived there, I was going to ride him before I rode chorus class. I was just going to flat him there because they had like really nice surface, so it was nice and soft for him, so I figured I could ride him there. But when we took him off the trailer, he was like completely soaked in sweat. Like, it looked like someone hosed him off like 2 minutes before we took him off. So we were like, okay, that's really weird, like, why are you so stressed here? So I just rode him, and he was fine, everything was fine. We loaded him back on and like let him cool down, gave him some hay, like just let him chill there when I rode car and stuff, and everything was fine, and we drove back, and the same happened again when we took him off. He was like soaked in sweat, and he had like some burn wounds on the back of his tail and on the side of his legs, like, you know, you can see that he's been rubbing against something, like been standing not still, so he was rubbing, so he got like burn wounds. Like, they weren't deep, nothing serious, but you could really see that, okay, something has been happening here. So like, okay, that's weird, it's probably just a coincidence. So the farrier wasn't there, so a few days after we were trailering him there again, and then he was a little bit like tough to load, like it took like a few minutes, but it was fine and he went on. But when we started driving, like, it was insane, like it was so loud back there, like it was incredibly loud. But the thing is that he used to, like, when I got him the first 3 months I had him, it used to sound like that, but the thing then was that he was pawing the ground, and he was pawing like so high that he got his front leg over the front thing in the trailer. So we figured that was the case, that was probably what he was doing, just pawing the ground, and everything was fine because then he wasn't stressed, he was just bored. But when we came there, God, like, he was covered in cuts and bruises and burn wounds, like, all over his body, and he looked like someone had abused him. He was soaked in sweat, and he was like, oh shit, something like bad must have been going on there, like he's really freaking out this time. So we got his shoes on, and we're like, okay, this is really strange. So when we started driving again, I was standing in a trailer with him, like, to see what the heck he was doing. And the moment we started driving, he just like threw himself onto the side, and he started like cantering up against the wall, and like he wasn't panicking, but it was like he really lost his balance, and he was just like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Like, he just lied down on the side, and he just started like going up on the wall, and I was like, okay, what the heck, like, what were we supposed to do? We had to get him back home. So we had to drive back home, and we tried to drive really carefully so that he wouldn't be in any discomfort, and he would stand still for like 2 minutes, and then we would hear like, it would sound like the trailer was gonna fall apart. And then he was still again, and then it sounded like the trailer would fall apart again, and it was like, just went like that. So we were like, shit, this is not good, but we had to get him back, obviously. So we just had to keep driving. And when we came back, he had kicked a hole in the wall of the trailer. He was covered in like bruises and cuts and burn wounds. I can put some pictures here. He had pulled off again the 2 shoes we got on, so that was like really, really annoying. But of course it was worse that he was like all beaten up, and he was soaked in sweat and really stressed, and he was like, oh, what is happening here? And I was like, oh my gosh, poor guy. So we let him have a few days of rest. He was still sore, so I couldn't ride him. Like, he was sore because of his feet, not because of the wounds. So he was never like injured, he was just sore because he lost his shoes, and I don't know, yeah. And we tried again loading him a few days after, and I swear we spent like an hour just to get him on the trailer. Like, we were just gonna practice it with him. He just did not want to load. Eventually we got him on, and the same thing happened. I stood in the trailer with him, and the moment we started driving, he just threw himself onto the side, cantered up against the wall, and we were like, shit. So it was like, then it was full-blown panic, and we just had to get him off like really, really, really quickly. So yeah, I was sure that he was gonna break a leg or two, but we got him off, and ever since then we haven't really tried. Like, we can't get his shoes on because the farrier can't come out. he won't load, so we can't get him to the farrier, and regardless, even if he had the shoes on, he won't load, so I can't ride him and we can't trailer him anywhere, because if we trailer him anyway, he would injure himself and he would pull shoes. So now the farrier is coming out this week, so hopefully we can sort it out then, because I really, he's completely fine now. He's been going in the field every day, and he's not lame, he's not sore when he's in the field, just on the gravel, but that means I can't ride him. And all of his cuts and burns and bruises are healed, so he's completely fine. There is nothing wrong with him but him being sore and the fact that he freaks out on the trailer. So our plan is to see what the farrier says this week. Hopefully we can sort something out for him. And then we just have to practice a lot with the trailer to get him safe again. So the thing that probably made him scared must have been all of the waves and the bad sea, the rough sea, that made him he's a big horse, so I don't know, I guess he just lost his balance, and now he feels like he's gonna lose his balance again, even though we're not on the sea. So we are just gonna practice loading with him a lot and just start making him safe and comfortable on the trailer again. So I really hope that it will work out well and that he will be safe again, because he's been trailering so well these 8 months, and I just really think that sea made him really unbalanced and feeling that he's gonna die when he's on the trailer. So we are gonna practice a lot. Hopefully there will be no more bruises or cuts, and hopefully I will be riding and showing him again, but we really need to just take our time, and it's difficult when you have it like that, but I just really hope that he's gonna be better and that we can get him to load comfortably again. So his problem is that the moment we start driving, he lies down on the side, canters up against the wall, full-blown panic, and he just won't get up again. He will get up, but then he will just slip down again. It's his legs just give after under him. So it's quite bad, but thankfully he haven't injured himself seriously, so hopefully we can avoid that, and I really hope we can get him loading again. So he's not injured. I did not sell him. I do not plan on selling him. We just encountered some shoe pulling issues, which means he's sore, and a trailer issue, which means we can't take him anywhere. So yeah, that was my Santo issue. So you can see here's a picture of him. I really miss riding and showing him, so I really hope we can sort it out soon. But yeah, at least now you know what's going on with him, and I'll keep you guys updated, and hopefully I can have some positive news on him soon. And I also have a really exciting secret spelling, some really exciting news coming up. I will be sharing that with you guys as soon as I can. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for almost 30,000 subscribers. That's so exciting, and I'm so happy, and all of the views and comments I've been getting recently really means a lot to me. So thank you guys for watching, for subscribing, for supporting me, and caring about what happens in my life, and see you guys in my next video. Bye!